Okay, so this is my review on the Diansheng FTO, base turning octahedron. So let me just get started by doing a solve on it so you can kind of see what to expect. Okay. So it's 2927. So yeah, so this puzzle is a very good puzzle. This is by far the best FTO that money can buy right now. And for only $18 on most cube retailers, I think that's a pretty good deal. Especially when you consider the Lan was the last mass-produced one that you've been able to make any good, which required some serious modifications. And in this case, there were some like drilled press-fit magnets in there to make it work. You could buy one of these FTOs from someone, or you could 3D print your own caps, but that was expensive. It was like $100, and on top of that, it's still like pretty sluggish and slow. It's pretty big, but now we've got a mass-produced magnetic one that turns really well. One of the nice things about this is the Lan and the FTOs are rather large. This is, excuse me, about a millimeter smaller when you look at the, when you just like put it next to it. I don't know if it's actually a millimeter, it's a small difference, but in your hand you can really feel that. It feels so much smaller. So if you're used to the Lan, the color scheme that will come with out of the box is a little different. I have actually swapped my caps around, which is possible to do, but it is very time consuming and I wouldn't recommend doing it because it just isn't worth it. Not to mention, assembling this puzzle from completely disassembled takes forever and is extremely difficult. However, if you do, I recommend when you put it back together to just put all of the edges back together first and then the other pieces. You'll have a much better time doing that. So the original color scheme is with red and green spot from the Lan. I also went ahead and I swapped yellow and black, yellow and gray to make it as close to my Lan color scheme as possible, which I have custom stickers for. I don't think it was really worth it. I actually think that the sticker, well, the colors that come, the color scheme that comes out of the box is actually a lot more intuitive. At least for me, it was. I learned it really quickly, and then I switched this to close as what I had to the Lan, and it was confusing, but I didn't want to bother switching it back. But yeah, the puzzle turns very well. It's a lot faster than the other puzzles. It's a lot smoother. If you have the MS3X from Diansheng, it feels very similar to that. Maybe less bubbly, less like a 3x3, and just like you have the smoothness of it. Out of the box, I found it really fast and I was overshooting. I loosened it a little and then I tightened it back to what it was. I loosened it a little and it like got better, but then it was popping all the time, and so I tightened it back to about what it was, and it still pops, which is something that a puzzle shouldn't do. I only loosened it a little bit initially, and then I brought it back to where it was. It might even be tighter than where it was, I'm not 100% certain, but it does pop from time to time, maybe about like 1 in 50 solves, which I don't think a cube coming out in the year 2024 should pop at all under any circumstances, but it did, so that is what we're dealing with. Yeah, no, it's a very fun puzzle though. If you haven't solved an FTO, the method that everyone uses is Ben Cisco, and it's very similar to the Yao method. And you use a lot of sledges. It's kind of like a mix of Sarah's Cube method and Yao on 4x, which is really, really unique, I think. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else there is to say. The puzzle's great. And oh yeah, so you can actually look in here. The magnets are like kind of press fit, so they're exposed like that, so you kind of see inward on that. I imagine that's the only way you can really do it on an FTO, since the outside of it is just so massive. Yeah, no, I really enjoy it. I've taken this to comps. This is what I use to run upon. Like, I don't solve, like, I was practicing a lot of Megaminx. This took my outside of the comp. This took my mind off Megaminx. It's this and FMC for me right now. So, like, this is the only like fun speed solving event to me right now, which is crazy. So, very happy to have this puzzle and have been able to test this. I think everyone should go out and buy one. I'm also saying this as a competitor, not as any figure of authority. I just really like it. I think it's fun. And I think that you'll have fun with it too.